Now that both my maternal grandparents, my 外公 and 外婆 have passed, I want to share with you guys a little bit about this Chinese tradition called 喜丧. Before going further, I just want to thank you guys so much for the loving comments that you have left under my content regarding my 外婆's passing. I want to reassure you guys that I am doing great, just as my 外婆would have wished for. Still making content, still taking commissions, and still running my Chinese heritage program. Now let's talk about 喜丧. It is actually the reason why I never felt extremely sad about either of my grandparents passing. The word 喜丧 is an oxymoron. 喜 means happiness and 丧 means mourning or loss. 喜丧 is a celebratory funeral for someone who has lived a long and fulfilling life. Funerals usually mark a moment of mourning. But in Chinese culture, a funeral can be a joyous moment when the person who passed is 福寿兼备. 福 means happiness or fulfillment, 寿 means longevity, and 兼备 means having both. Whether someone has lived a happy and fulfilled life is up to them to say. And both my maternal grandparents had expressed that they had no regrets. The definition of longevity shifts as we collectively just live longer these days, and both my grandparents were in their 90s when they passed. So they both checked off Fu and Shou. In addition to all that, neither of my grandparents suffered from any painful disease leading up to their death. My grandma didn't have a funeral or any service because she donated her body and she has become a 大体老师. 大体老师, great body teacher, refers to people who have donated their bodies for scientific research because they continue to educate people even after their passing. My grandpa, who did not donate his body, had a celebratory funeral. During the ceremony, there was a band playing traditional Chinese instruments, there were performances, and there was a feast. Overall, it was more about celebrating my grandpa's life rather than mourning his death. By the way, you are allowed to be sad during 喜丧. It doesn't force you to be happy. It is there to provide a level of comfort. To me, it definitely worked because I think I lost my grandparents the moment that they stopped remembering me. I feel like I had been mourning them before they even passed. So when they did eventually pass, I felt like I was letting out a breath that I didn't know I was holding. For a while, my last memory of them was just them being really confused. And by having 喜丧, by having that celebratory, joyous funeral, I was finally able to re-remember what they were like when they were not only alive but also present. And in my grandma's case, because we didn't have a funeral, I just talked to other people. I talked to my family members and people that she used to know about what she was like. I got to know her not only as a grandma but also as a mom and a teacher.